So what I've done for the bit shift stuff, as you may see, as you look at the paper version, because the rung comments aren't on the screen, starting at rung 2, I do the subtract routine. And I'm putting it in distance, dist. So it's saying, okay, here's how far I've gone. And I arbitrarily pulled a number out of my ass and said, 500 sounds like a good number. And every 500 pulses, give or take, more give than take, right? Whenever my distance is greater than or equal to 500, as soon as that happens, I am resetting basically my current count, and I'm not even sure why I'm doing that at this point.
You're to make sure you're
my current, going back to current index, so I can always, I find the next 500, the next 500, the next 500. But the big thing is I'm doing my bit shift. And so now I've got that timing clock, or that every time a hook goes by in that video we watched real fast, briefly, on Monday, every time a hook goes by, I'm saying, okay, bit shift, bit shift, bit shift. Oh, hey, a box is here. Change it to 1 for the bit shift. Because bit shift 0, bit shift 0, 0, 0. Box shows up 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Box goes away 0, 0, 0, right? And then this down here is giving me my, let's do this.
Your sizes.
Well, not even so much my size is, but saying whether or not it should be shifting 0, 1 based on those there as far as driving the diverter, right? And then I arbitrarily figured out approximately at bit shift points 29 and 30 is where the box needs to be kicked off. And so now, if I haven't somehow screwed this up, and I might have, let me check. I want to check 132 here real fast. Maybe today. Luckily, this is not doing what I wanted it to do. That's when I toggle it. That's to empty the array.
That's only if you have to do the trigger first for it to clear. That's just a manual clearing.
Yeah. So, in theory, and if it's not doing it, I'm not sure why now, because this was working fine earlier. So yeah, so here, if you watch that, that state's changing on and off, right? And I know what's happening. Jeff, hit stop for a second, if you would. Thank you. So, one of the challenges, downsides to this is apparently I was an idiot and left this toggled. So it's confusing, doesn't know what the hell it's doing. This is what happens when you try to dump too many things in at once. Start, please. Probably also why the other thing wasn't the bit shift wasn't changing correctly because it's in a permanent state there. This son of a bitch really doesn't want to work for me, does it? All right. Hard to read, I know, I apologize, but there he is. Right?
So it's you're doing it off of pulse counts every 500 seconds, like,
Not 500, every 500 pulse counts.
which is like, I mean, it's 2,000
2,000 per revolution.
for every quarter of a revolution. You're shifting a bit.
Yes. I don't know if it's right or not. I just arbitrarily picked it. And so one of the things you'll want to do for the bit shift is to figure out what should that pulse rate be.
So it has to be, the bit shift needs to be off a pulse rate, not input.
Correct, because we don't have boxes coming along at regular intervals. And how do you bit shift off a blank box? Right? That's the problem. We can talk more about it offline if you want. I realize you actually have to have two inputs to make the bit shift work. One of them being one of them triggers whether or not the bit shift value is 1 or 0. The other is, think of a clock track or a timing track or something. And that's what we were missing until I started doing the thing with the encoder. Questions? I'd like you to try and do the bit shift at this point. You can use what I handed out as kind of a template, but figure out what that pulse rate needs to be on your own. And keep in mind, if I make that pulse rate too big, let's say I make it every 2,000, so once every revolution. Because I don't know where this box is here, and my pulse count's really thinking it's here, or here, or if my pulse rate's too small, is it here, or is it here, or is it here, or is it here, or is it here on the box, right?
Right.
You have to figure out what seems to work, so as it goes down here, when it gets to diverter 5, regardless of when I put this on, it's always diverting at the right time. If that pulse rate is too small, it's going to do weird things. If it's too big, it's not going to work some of the time.
Right.
And I can tell you, the pulse rate count, it's not between this photo eye and this photo eye. Because that's 5,000 and change. Because I tested for that. Things that blow your brain up. All right? That is all I wanted to hurt you with tonight.